Okay, what I want to do in this video is talk a little bit about what Coase bargaining means and how it applies to solving these. It's a solution for externalities, specifically, usually negative externalities. So, let's say you guys know me. I'm totally a partier, obviously. I'm just kidding. I really am not. But so let's say this is me. And who should we have? This is why is my pen being weird today? We're gonna call this is Mark Henry. If you don't know who Mark Henry is, you should look him up. Yeah. He's a funny guy. So this is Mark Henry. He's my neighbor, next door neighbor. And this is me, and I got my little sound system. I don't know what this is. And it plays music. Really loud. Okay, and I love to listen to music really loud. Let's say Mark Henry obviously does not like this. Okay, but I love to. And let's say that it is my right, okay, to listen to music. I own the right. And it provides me benefit, but it also creates an external cost to Mark Henry. But I own the right in the apartment complex. The apartment complex doesn't say I can't listen to music. And you can't prevent other people from listening to music, especially within the realms of your own apartment, even though I'm listening to it very loud and it's affecting other people around me, like Mark Henry. So let's say, for example, me listening to music makes me happy. So happy, in fact, that it creates $100 in benefits for me. If I were to quantify it, this happiness, let's say. But Mark Henry hates it so much, and it affects him so much, that it creates $150 cost to him. So even though it provides me $100 in benefit, it hurts Mark Henry $150. So what is Coase bargaining? So Coase bargaining in this case is you figuring out a way to find a solution. And usually it's without government intervention. It can have government intervention, but it's typically without. And so what would happen in this case? The person without the right would approach the person with the right. In this case, Mark Henry would approach me, because why would I approach him? I have the rights. I can keep doing what I want. Mark Henry has to try and convince me to go against my rights. And so what happens? Mark Henry comes in. He says, hey, Adam, I know you like to listen to your music. I don't like you when you listen to your music. What if, we'll do purple, is negotiation. What if I paid you $125 for you to never play music again? Well, would this solve the problem? I mean, I would get $125, which is greater than the $100, so that makes sense for me. And Mark Henry's losing $125, which is less of a loss than the $150, so that makes sense for him. So obviously this transaction would occur. So I'd stop listening to my music, and Mark Henry would sleep at night. And I definitely don't want to upset Mark Henry, because, like I said, go look him up. So this is how Coase bargaining works. The person without the right has to approach the person with the right, and they find some sort of price in between both of theirs to create a good solution. Now, let's say instead of $100, mine was actually $175. Could we reach a Coase bargaining solution? The answer is no, because any amount of money that Mark Henry would offer me it does not exceed the benefit. So let's say he offers me $125. In this case, I would not do it because I get more benefit from listening to music. So he'd have to offer me more than $175. He'd have to offer me $200. But Mark Henry wouldn't do that because it costs him more than $150. Or like if he paid me $200, it would cost him more to pay the money than to listen to music, because the listening to music only costs him $150. So this is coase bargaining. Coase bargaining is best when there's less people. So for example, there's 2 people, like Mark Henry and me. But let's say if it was an apartment complex and there was 40 people that don't like listening to my music, yada yada yada. Just so many people. Coase bargaining then becomes really tricky in this case because there's too many people. Each person has their own cost and benefit, and trying to find an optimal solution between all of them and see who pays for what, it's just too tricky. And so coase bargaining, the more people add, the harder and harder it becomes, and the harder, less likely, I would say, it is. Okay, hopefully this makes some sense. There's also another solution, I would say, 2 other solutions. Actually, well, I'll just cover this right now. So there's another thing called the tragedy of the commons. Oh wait, no, sorry, not tragedy of the commons. I'll cover that in the next set of videos. Yeah, disregard all of that. Let's just focus on coase bargaining. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's for the next quiz. So yeah, this is everything I wanted to cover. We'll just stop it right there. Adam out.